Vive VP of BD and Partnerships to come up on stage and speak about the rise of VR LBE. Thank you.
Good morning. How is everybody doing? It's a little early even for me. I don't know about you. Definitely feeling under the weather and the rain a little bit. Thank you all for making such an effort to be here at 9 o'clock on the rainy Friday, coming from all over the world, as far as Tel Aviv that I'm seeing. A lot of familiar faces for sure in the room, but for those faces that I don't already know, maybe just a quick sort of feel of the temperature. Content developers for LBE? A few here. Location owners and arcade owners? Right? And system solution providers? You're both, all right. Great, and the rest? Curious enthusiasts of location-based entertainment space. Regardless of why you're here today, I hope to make the next 20, 30 minutes very fruitful for you. I'm going to invite you to go on a journey with me to explore Vive Reality, the LBE edition. So what exactly is Vive Reality? So I've been working with the CEO, founder of the company, HTC, for about 7 years. So really working closely with her in seeing how the personal computing device and paradigm shift from her earliest career of selling PC motherboards to pioneering smartphones on HTC side, and then now pioneering and inventing the next personal computing device that will be virtual augmented reality. And we see that as a very different type of shift. We will be seeing a convergence of a lot of different technologies that are coming together to unleash a whole new era of human experiences, where we'll all be having far more meaningful interactions, and where technology will fade into the background and human experiences will come forefront in the center and really change our lives. And our vision for that is to combine the best of technology. We'll talk through a number of these trends later, but also the heart of technology shouldn't be silicon, it should be our humanity. We should always care about how technology can be used to better lives, to better societies, to bring us all closer together. So it is only through combining the best of technology that we're developing all together as industry, the best of our humanity, how we care, we can really unleash human imagination from the limitations of reality. So that's our Vive Reality vision. So what does that mean in the location-based space? Very early on, this journey really started 4 years ago now. Now I have a very old video I'd like to share with you. It's very old, but I think it really sort of brings the energy in the room and right, reconfirms why we're all doing this. Bring smiles to people's faces.
All right. 初号機乗ってる。うわ、すごい。今ビル壊してるんだけど。俺一回前に行こうか。前いいよいいよ。クッパ大きい。アイテム出てくるから。おーし。ナイスナイス。
How many of you have been to VR Zone in Shinjuku? Lucky. I haven't been myself. I've been working with Namco since very early days, and this really shows the energy of in the early stage of an industry where technology is still new for general consumers. Locations really play a really important role in educating the market, introducing first experiences to families, consumers out there. So what are we doing in this space to play our part? Of course, when you think about HTC and Vive, we want you to think about hardware, best-in-class hardware, but also platform and great content. So this is our family portrait at CES this year, just bringing 3 new members to the portfolio, the portfolio of products that we have. including adding 6 stealth controllers to our Vive Focus standalone headset, and integrated eye tracking to our Vive Pro headset, and the next generation of consumer headset called Vive Cosmos. So all these devices, they could all sound confusing, but really we are committed to pioneering and technology leadership in every segment of the market where we enter, and really work with developers on making it easy for them to bring the most immersive experiences to the market. That includes in the location space as well. And when it comes to product, of course, it's a combination of great hardware, but also great software as well. Let's talk through a number of these activations that we're all familiar with. Dave and Buster work with them in activating this amazing, commercially successful experience across the US. And of course, currently ongoing, hello, Chuck. We're working with Major League Baseball in activating a home run derby, baseball batting experience using our Vive tracker to bring this amazing experience to baseball fans of all ages across ballparks in the US and overseas as well. And Burj Khalifa, who has been to Burj Khalifa in Dubai? Great. Have you seen this experience? This is really great. This is the tallest building in the world where in VR you get to jump off from the 128th floor and feel like a hero. You can also climb on top, on the outside of the building like Tom Cruise did in Mission Impossible. So we work with the Burj Khalifa, the EMAR group, as well as the Dubai government's accelerator in continuing this location, recruiting the best of content developers in iterating this experience for visitors from around the world, delighting tens of thousands of visitors every day. This is one of my favorite experiences, and we're bringing that onto our platform as well. On the software development side of things, of course, we also provide SDK for our front-facing camera to create mixed reality experiences like this. You want to try this?
Hello? Are you done yet? Playing whack-a-monster like you.
So we see VR and AR as one virtuality continuum,
Yes, just walk into the portal.
where the real can augment the virtual experience, and the virtual can augment the real experience as well. And you can go back and forth between virtual and augmented experiences seamlessly. Example of that. Of course, with Vive Pro Eye coming into the market, we're starting to distribute dev kits. The SDK allows developers to use the integrated eye tracking for foveated rendering, for eye interactions, for better analytics and better understanding real-time eye interactions and consumer response. So that's very important as well. And at GDC a number of weeks ago, we also announced a lip tracking kit and SDK for developers to make use of all these different kinds of natural UI biomatrix input to create and bring to market even more immersive experiences. So that's on the hardware side of things. There's hardware, there's software, but of course there's platform. So Viport is our content experience platform to bring the most immersive VR experiences to the market. So right now it has 1,800 titles and it's growing every day. We're working with 30,000 registered developers on Viport. Actually, exactly this week, Viport Infinity went live. This is our Netflix for VR type of service where you can pay a low monthly fee and have unlimited access to a library of 600 plus content experiences. Not only that, it supports not just Vive hardware, it also supports Oculus Rifts, Microsoft Windows Mixed Reality headsets, and also a new growing family of standalone devices. Not just Vive Focus, but many others. We currently have 8 announced headsets and the partnership with Qualcomm for future Snapdragon OEMs to quickly bring these XR solutions to market by using our default runtime called Vive Wave, and our default store that's called Viveport, and of course the Viport Infinity service. This is on the consumer side of things, Viport and Viport Infinity, but what does that mean to locations? Well, the good news is that we do have an LBE edition of Viport. We have all these great content experiences. 1,000 of them have opted into this arcade program. It is 2-in-1 as a solution for location owners. It is the operation management software, but also a commercial licensing software for you to access pre-negotiated commercial license for using these great developers' content in public spaces. And Viveport Arcade has been really a black horse, really without us noticing much. Right now, it has more than 2,800 headsets registered now globally, really spread across Europe is a big market, the North Americas, and all over Asia Pacific as well, across 800 locations. And this trend is really growing at a very steep curve, much more so than actually our expectation. So it is our intent to continue to invest in this platform to make sure we help developers find a way to monetize their great content that they properly made for home or specifically for locations, but also for location owners to find an easy way to start a VR and show VR to anybody, to their customers, who might not necessarily always be gamers, but could be more casual users who are just curious in VR. So this is a game that just went live. This is the So working with Vertigo Games, John, thank you. We published this title called Sky World Brawl. It's a great card game experience, not just for home, but for arcade as well. And of course, last year when Ready Player One movie came out, we worked with Warner Brothers and a lot of great developers to bring these Ready Player One VR experiences to activate in locations across the US, and many other your favorite VR titles like Summer Funland, Shooty Fruity, the developer we're here, who recently won our Viveport Developer Award, and of course our first party titles like Front Defense, a World 2 defense game, Arcade Saga, Arizona Sunshine is of course a favorite in this space, Knockout League is another Vive Studios production, and great music rhythm games like Popstick. And this list just keeps growing. And we're still in the early stage, I feel. So there's still relatively few quality, engaging, location, suitable content. So we're seeing great traction as some of these compelling new content come into the market. They can make up the leaderboard pretty quickly. So this is really an opportunity for developers in the room to think about how to tailor more of your experiences to short form, easy to engage experiences, family friendly in some cases, to locations. In addition to all this, we also operate Viveland. Viveland is our self-operated theme park, VR theme park, like a two-bit circus of our own. We have currently 3 locations in Taiwan and Hong Kong. And so ranging from a space of 5 to 10,000 square feet, offering all kinds of different arcade experiences to families and the market. Really, the intent of creating Viveland is for us to understand how it is to operate in this public market, to bring VR to the public, to consumers who are not necessarily hardcore gamers. What are some of the business models and best practices to operate in a commercially viable, successful way? And we're sharing some of our learnings with developers as well, as much as we can. Viveland also sell all kinds of different solutions with their original title, turnkey solutions, and franchise model, and they're making great progress in Asia Pacific, hopefully soon in the Western world as well. So these are some of the turnkey solutions and high-capacity sports modules that I talked about. Here in North America, we also have our arcade affiliate program. Ruby, my colleague, is here. She's a member of that team. We have a team that lives across the metropolitan areas of the US and helping operators directly with direct access to our team, offering them exclusive participation in marketing, promotion, content opportunities, and even a commission if you turn your customers' happy experience in your locations into a take-home experience for VR. So this is a program that we're expanding in different places as well. We hope to be more present in engaging with these operations on the ground. What are some other ways that we are investing across the ecosystem to get unique content? VR for Impact is one of those examples. We launched VR for Impact as a $10 million program in Davos 2 years ago to recruit great ideas to support the UN Sustainable Development Goals. So building empathy and awareness for important issues. Like Tree, how many of you have seen Tree? So Tree is not only an online experience, it can be a 4D experience. We brought them to Davos in China, in Switzerland. So you can smell your a little seedling from underground. You grow into a beautiful rainforest tree. You're looking over the beautiful rainforest, listening to birds chirping, only to feel the horror of being burned down, chopped down, and you really start to feel like what the crisis deforestation really means to our planet, to our future generations. So this is another example of how we're funding different content experiences to bring immersive, meaningful interaction to the public. Another example is Vive Arts. Vive Arts is another multi-million program. We're working with museums, artists, creators around the world to create meaningful experiences for the public to appreciate art, a very different medium. So the T-Rex experience at the American Natural History Museum in New York just went live about 3 weeks ago. That's an example you put together. This is in conjunction with a big great T-Rex exhibition on a lot of new scientific findings of T-Rex as we know it. And in virtual reality, you get to put together a multiplayer setup, all these different pieces of the fossils. And if you succeed as a team, this fossil comes alive and you have a T-Rex in front of you and you can feel it in real size and really appreciate this topic in a different way. Or Orangerie in Paris, where we bring Claude Monet's water lily obsession and his great works to life in very different ways that you can appreciate from a 2D painting hanging on the museum walls. Or in Tate Modern in the UK, we work with them to do a 6-month-long Modigliani VR experience to bring you into the last studio where he created some of his lasting masterpieces. Or the National Palace Museum in Taiwan to bring some of these great masterpieces from the past to life. So these are, again, another example of how we're investing in content experiences that are unique, that bring delight to the market. Vivex, of course, we have a Vivex company in the room here as well. We're investing globally. This program, $100 million, we have invested in 100 companies globally in the past 3 years now. Across the board. In the location space, they're really helping us to think about new interaction modalities as well. Bring computer interface, right? Haptic suits, haptic mask, haptic everything. Even material science that brings heat and pain sensations to your accessories. This is really, really a great way for us to be on the front and cutting edge and learning with the founders in many different ways on technology development, but also business model development. Two-Bit Circus is featured here. Modal System is a company in our Vivex portfolio most recently, co-created with Nolan Bushnell. They have really shown an economic model that works. 80 tickets per hour type of throughput is not something I've seen elsewhere. And what is the secret formula here? It is just an extremely engaging and full-body active experience that even only for 90 seconds, you feel like you've had a great workout. And so because of the short, intense type of experience and short ingress and egress, you can reach that kind of 80 guests per hour type of throughput. And the revenue per square foot in that setup is obviously off the chart, some 5 times compared to the IAPA industry average. So that's something that we are really learning from as well, what it means to deliver systems and solutions to the market. Some of my other favorites, including Hologate, also in Two-Bit Circus, right? Multiplayer, great experiences, full body, active. You can see me punching away in Two-Bit Circus there. And of course, in IAPA 4, I'm sure a lot of us have seen these self-service, fully automated cabinets that can bring developers' games to locations with very small footprint. This is VR Arsenal based in Colorado. They're a brilliant team as well. So much happening in this space. We're keen to continue to support, work with you, commercialize in a broader way as much as possible. we talked about the convergence of technologies in the next 3, 5, 10 years when we're expecting 5G, mobile edge computing, cloud VR to democratize easy access to amazing VR, AR, ubiquitous spatial computing experiences anywhere, anytime, including at home. So when that comes, what does that mean to location operators and developers developing experiences for out-of-home experiences? I believe there still is a room for us to create unique experiences that you can never access and replicate at home. And that takes a lot of ingenuity and teamwork for this industry to bring that together, because ultimately we want to prevent the dystopian outcome of what Ready Player One tells us, right? When the real world is crumbling apart, all human beings want to do is to stay in VR, because that's where they can do whatever they want to do and be anyone they want to be. Hopefully, as we push this industry forward, we have that humanity in mind. We bring the best experiences to augment people's lives, but at the same time, really reminding them to focus on what's important in the real life as well. So looking forward, really invite you all, content developers, location owners, system solution providers, to work with us to realize this Vive reality, not just for general overall, but in the most immediate future in the location-based edition as well. So that concludes my talk. Any questions? It's great to be with you this morning. Thank you.
Any questions? I've got a mic.
Sorry. Oh, there are questions. Okay. So
How you doing? Greg Agostini from VirtualWorks.
hi.
What steps have HTC taken to improve its after-purchase support in both repairs, parts availability, and end-user support?
And user support. So we understand, of course, customer experience is the most important. We are continuing to invest in the journey of customer support after sales. We understand that sometimes there's complaints about the length of time it gets to come back to them. And this is definitely, especially for a lot of enterprise efforts, including location and big companies, support is extremely important. It's same as consumers. So we're investing in the broad base on the infrastructure of doing that, expanding the team, investing on the process of response time, of different channels, of advanced swaps with the Advantage program. So before we receive your broken objects, products, we ship out a replacement first. So different service ways that we're investing in to improve this process, hopefully to most of our customers' satisfaction in the near future. Thank you for reminding that. Yes?
So thanks for the talk, Pearly. So Vive has some of the best programs and support for VR LBE. The affiliate programs, the developer support, and all the different experience development programs. With the Vive Cosmos and with its inside-out tracking, wireless, desktop power, and 6-stop controls and all that, that seems like a dream come true device for VR LBE. What is Vive's long-term strategy with integrating that into more support for the VR LBE business, and how Vive plans to sort of connect Cosmos and VR LBE?
So of course, a lot of different parts of the system solutions that we're developing by ourselves or in partnership with companies and developers out there. Currently, we continue to, of course, offer the content platform for anyone, arcade owners, location owners, to easily offer VR to consumers, help developers monetize, but in the longer term, hopefully not too long. We're also looking at potential systems that we can bring premium IPs to the market to reach more people and encourage that adoption.
Actually, this isn't a question, but
Yes.
a comment. I've noticed that HTC Vive is sponsoring, for example, the Virtual Athletics League and the Omniverse tournaments and stuff.
Yes.
So I just wanted to say thank you for
Thank
sponsoring
you.
VR
Thank
esports,
you.
and I
Yes.
think that helps everybody in the industry. So
Oh,
thanks a lot.
thank you. I appreciate that. I think the virtual athletic leagues, the esports tournaments are a great way to encourage traffic and repeated visits and the social interaction part of VR, which is really the best part. We should support them more.
Any further questions? Yep. Thank you very much.
Thank you.